back on the bike and back out in nature. Right where the hawk belongs. Beautiful day up here. Selfie stick Mark II, video mount, full functioning. Thought we'd go for a little ride. Well, off the trail today. Here, let's use the blinker. There it goes. Not so bad, not so bad. I have never taken the hawk up here before, so I thought I would do that today. And we'll see what we find. I see deer tracks already. Car tracks. And we'll see what's back here. Looking like some clear cutting. Well, not totally clear, but certainly some lumberjacks have been here. Maybe I inspired them the other day with my hijinks. Uh-oh, puddle. Don't want the hawk to get dirty. Not yet. Soon, boys. Soon. For now, let's just take a look and see where this goes. And maybe, if we can find something interesting, we'll get off the bike and have a look around. There's a chance we could see any number of animals up here. We could see wolves. We could see white-tailed deer all over here. We could see bobcat, though they're very hard to spot. Last week on the hawk, I saw a badger for the first time in my life, and I like to think I owe it all to the hawk. Don't we all, guys? Don't we all? You get out on your bike, and you see nature, you see things that you don't normally see. It's a lot of fun, guys. Here's getting a little bit more cleared away up here. I think I'm going to turn off the motor, and we're going to have a brief look around and see what we find. I'm going to pull out the old selfie stick, and we'll take a short walking adventure and see what's here. Now, like I say, I've never been up here before. I notice a deer stand over here, and of course, the beloved hawk. Always at the ready, always ready to help me out in my adventures. What this looks like is a clearing, and looks like they've done some logging here. Now, I think I'll tell you a story about that I'm quite sure you don't know. And whether it's boring or not, I guess I don't care. But if you're not familiar with my part of the world up here, you probably know nothing about it. Even though what I'm about to talk about has a lot to do possibly with where you're sitting right now, and things you do and use every day. Now, the first thing, of course, that jumps out is logging. This whole part of the country, in particular, the Arrowhead area of Minnesota. Now, that's right on the north shore of Lake Superior. That's the largest Great Lake. Fresh water, about 10% of the world's fresh water is in Lake Superior. Now, in the late 1800s, this whole area was covered in giant white pines, some of them 200 feet tall, well over 100 years old. Really, really, they had the timber barons just licking their chops to get at this stuff, and boy, did they ever. One big difference, because they did this everywhere, of course, boys, they did that all over the country, but what one big difference is, normally they say the plow follows the axe, except think about where we are. We're in northern Minnesota, and the area around here it doesn't have great soil, and it's also very rocky. There's something called the Canadian Shield. Now that is very, very old rock, some of the oldest rock visible to you here on the surface of this planet. And the plow didn't take after the lumber barons did their work. But the white pines are gone, but they replaced it with paper trees now. Or the popple, that sort of thing, the smaller trees. But there still are remnants, and they are on the bottom of Lake Superior. They come out of the hills with their logs and down into the lake around booms, and they drag them across the lake to the south shore to the mills. Now what happened is about 30% of them sank all the way to the bottom, and they're still collecting them to this day. Millions of logs lie in a mummified, low oxygen state. They're very valuable. They're very hard to get because the water is so deep, but they are making things from them. I think Bill Gates had his paneling in his mansion done with these logs. Really interesting. But what you don't see here is what's right under the surface, and it looks just like ground. You start going down very far and you will find iron deposits everywhere around here. Now, not this area, of course, right here with very rich strains or veins of iron, but all around here. And the amount of steel and iron that has come out of this ground right here, not to mention the timber, but pretend that the timber doesn't even exist, that built this country, the East Coast, the skyscrapers, the whole eastern seaboard, and houses and cars, and the Industrial Revolution has a lot to do with this area. Now I see the hawk standing by over there, and I think, let's just face it, guys, that was made with Chinese steel. I'm sure it is cheap, and they do dump that over here, that steel, because it's cheap and it's easy to dump. And we don't like that up here. We like to support our miners here in this area. But it's very interesting to note that this seemingly desolate area, and I'm probably 15 miles from the nearest person, but yet I'm in the heart of the Industrial Revolution. So I'll leave you with that here today. That's our mini adventure. Thank you for joining me, guys. Of course, we'll always see you down the road, and I look forward to seeing you again. Right there, hawk.